going to attempt to do this again. I was taking pictures last time instead of video. Okay, if I'm wearing this hat, oh, it's small. I'm the client, okay? If I'm not wearing the hat, I'm me, okay? Let's start with the situation. We have a G6 P5 who's GBS negative, who had premature rupture of membranes, well, not premature, but rupture of membranes before labor started. So prom. It was at 1:30 in the morning on Tuesday, and we told her, you know, monitor your temperature every 4 hours. Nothing inside the vagina, pat dry when you urinate, and get as much rest as you can and see how things go in the morning. Morning comes, she goes about her day, we keep in touch via phone. Still nothing really is going on. So we tell her to get rest again that night, because at 1:30 we are gonna hit the 24-hour mark. We talk about the risks of staying home. So here is how the conversation is gonna go. Hey Shirley, just calling to check on you and see how things are going. I wanted to talk to you about some of the risks should we continue to stay home if nothing starts to happen around the 24-hour mark. There are some risks of staying home. So there's always the risk of infection, which is why it's very important to keep everything out of your vagina. Pat your vulva whenever you urinate, and just, you know, kind of keep an eye on that temperature. Hey, yeah, this happened with my third baby where my water broke, and so they ended up giving me Pitocin, and he was born within like 6 hours. So it is okay that I still stay home, right? Like, it's not gonna like hurt the baby or me. As long as we keep in touch and we keep an eye on your temperature, we can continue to wait. You know, usually within 24 hours, about 75% of clients go into labor on their own. So we'll just see how this pans out. Please give us a call if anything changes. Okay, yeah, I'm comfortable with that. If for some reason I don't go into labor still and things are 20 minutes apart, what is your plan for that? Our plan would be, we'll probably come over around 9 o'clock in the morning. We'll get you situated, we'll listen to baby, do a full set of vitals, and then I think what we want to do is do the TENS unit. The TENS unit, you're going to place 2 electrodes on each breast, on each side of the areola. And we do this for about 2 hours. Usually we know if it's going to stimulate contractions within 2 hours, and then we'll go from there. If that doesn't work, then we'll start talking about doing herbal tinctures to stimulate labor. So it's around 7 o'clock in the morning the next day, and we start heading towards the client's house. I live about an hour away, so I get there at 8:45. And we do a round of vitals. We kind of, you know, she has some breakfast, and we start the TENS unit. So let's speed this up to, it is around 2 p.m. Oh no, let's not do 2 p.m. Let's say it's like 11 a.m. and contractions still are not coming together. I am really starting to get fed up, and I don't want to be doing this for a whole nother day. What are my options? Okay, so we'll continue the TENS, but we're going to add some herbal tinctures. So we have an herbal tincture called Labor Enhancer, and we have cotton root. And what we'll do is every 30 minutes, we'll dose you with this and see if this gets things going. Now for backstory, her kids are coming in and out of the room, and me and my preceptor are about to have a serious conversation about this again. We had it prior to labor. We had it at the home visit at 36 weeks, or hers was at 37 weeks. But anyways, it doesn't really matter. And we're about to have this serious conversation. So The TENS unit and the labor enhancer doesn't seem to be picking them up, but I'm not worried. You're healthy. Baby sounds great. But I do want to talk to you about the kiddos being home. I know they're trying to stay out of the room, but I think it would be really beneficial if somebody could pick them up and maybe take them out of the house, and you know, see how it goes from there. I really like having my kids around me. They're not really bothering me. And I really don't want to be doing this much longer. So, what happens if I transfer? If you transfer, which is totally up to you, we support this decision, whatever makes you comfortable. They'll probably give you Pitocin to get things moving. And they probably are going to offer you IV antibiotics, even though you're GBS negative. Your water has been ruptured over 24 hours now. Okay, but I can decline IV antibiotics, correct? I really don't want to mess up my baby's microbiome. And if they're going to give me Pitocin, I'm getting an epidural. Of course, you can totally decline, depending on which hospital you go to. The pediatrician we work with the most will let you go home before 24 hours, but they are going to recommend that you stay longer so that they can observe baby. But it is always your decision to decline. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna stay home for now, but I'm just getting really fed up. Another hour goes by and me and my preceptor are giving each other the eyes, and we decide to give them space. Watch pot does not boil. I do want to add some things we tried. We did 10 inversions. We did 2 sets of sideline release, and we did 2 sets of Miles circuits, and we did curb walking. So this all also happened in the middle of this. I just forgot to mention it. So my preceptor gets a hotel about 20 minutes away, and I'm staying 30 minutes away at my mom's house. And the decision is that if things are not picking up by 9 p.m., we are going to transfer. But guess what? Hey, this is Chloe, so-and-so's daughter. I think that you guys need to get here. She's starting to say that she needs to poop. At this point, I'm speeding because she's a G6 and I am running. And I get to the house and the baby is born within 26 minutes. So what happened is her kids went to bed. And because this was the second night in a row, they were like fed up with the fact their mom was in labor and just left her alone. Nobody came in. No one was allowed to sleep in her room. She shut them out and she was just with her 17-year-old, and voila, the magic happened. So, had she shown any signs of infection, we would have transferred. Had we gotten to that 48-hour mark with no labor, we would have transferred. We were really trying to give her time because we definitely thought it was the interruptions that was causing her labor to stall. As far as meat competencies, so what's funny about this is I wrote this down when this was going on as like an initial prompt of like what was going on, and I said the baby would be born vaginally at 23:14, and this baby was born at 23:46. So like I kind of predicted it in a way, kind of cool, giving myself props. So this is the 3.54 rupture of membranes prior to term, which is not quite the same, but although this was a term rupture, the competency applies due to the prolonged period without labor, infection prevention education, regular temperature monitoring, and reassessment. But yes, we did a lot of reassuring. Identifying abnormal labor patterns or progress. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention that I think really helped is we did open knees chest with rebozo. So I took the rebozo and I like shook those hips because I really thought also could be like a hands kind of like somewhere weird too. So that also may have helped. So we did that as well with the TENS and the herbals. So 4.35 is stimulate or augment uterine contractibility using non-pharmacological agents. which was the TENS unit protocol. And then arrange for or undertake timely referral transfer for complications. We clearly discussed this with the client. So yeah, it was kind of I wish I had asked her if I could record the conversations, because she is almost like a friend at this point. She's one of our local birth photographers, but that would have been, I know she would have done it, but it's probably good we didn't. But it was interesting that this was my prompt, and then was also what was going on in real time. But yeah, enjoy. I'm going to put this all together, and hopefully my hat and my pillow hat doesn't make you guys laugh too much. I don't have a wig. And nobody really uses this as the phone symbol anymore, but whatever, I was born in the 1900s.